Within many corners of heaven hide the seeds of hell. Such a corner is Saint-Sac-la-Popie, a settlement hanging just above the river Lot, and once honored by the presence of a great poet. Except the charm that tourists fall under as soon as they set foot in this place starts to crack when the shell of appearances fades away, and the picturesque surroundings find themselves overcome by anxieties, questions, and secrets from long ago. What does one or the other of the locals hide? What happenings have marked their past and are coming back to haunt their present? And also, what connection is there between their lives caught in the whirlpool and Pont Valentré of Cahors, raised over 700 years ago in the city that was once traveled through by Dumas' musketeers? It is said that each bridge has its curse. For some, that is simply a cliche or a marketing hook. For others, such as for a heptagenarian researcher, it is an opportunity for detailed analysis. Is it true that Pont Valentré is under a curse that came to light once the deal with the devil has been breached? And is it possible that a shadowy vigilante is trying to clear out the human weeds of Saint-Sac-la-Popie, maneuvered by a brotherhood with a strange name? Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Heir's Lair. I'm your host, Jonathan Taylor. Today's video, like a few others that are bound to come up, is going to be a short mini-series where I talk about a whole bunch of books that, as far as I'm aware, are not available in the English language parts of the world, nor are they really available in any language aside from the one they've been written in, which is Romanian. So yeah, this video will likely not have the same international appeal that most of my videos do, but it is still something I want to talk about. It is still something I want to put out in the ether, as it were, in order to expand people's understandings both of my cultural background and of the general cultural fabric of my of my birthplace as it currently is. Why am I doing so? I'll reveal in in the videos as they follow. For now, however, I would like to start this little mini-series with a look at the book that the title of this video already mentioned, The Devil's Bridge by Radu Paraschivescu. I have to say I was a little bit surprised to find out that this book exists, because for myself, I primarily know the author as a political commentator, and a very pessimistic one at that. So knowing that he also wrote fiction is has been a little bit surprising to find out. Nevertheless, I was able to overcome my surprise, as it were, and read through the book. When I was done with the book, I realized something that I don't really know what to what to make of. Bertrand Eno, André Dreux, Baron de Rentre, René Bondra, Redon Barnet. There are 5 characters in this book whose names are anagrams of each other. You could not make this up. Oh wait, someone apparently did. And I can very confidently say that there is no chance in hell that is a coincidence. And some of you may hear about that and about the deliberate effort that the author put into making it so, and think, oh, that sounds fun. Or, are you for real? Somewhere along that line. Me personally, I don't want to make too many judgments upon the author for this, for this particular choice, but I will say the fact that he chose to, sing that much, chose to sing that level of creative effort in developing some aspect of his characters, if nothing else, showcases that he has plenty of passion or plenty of care when it came, when it came time to make, when it came time to develop or to create, to expand upon one particular facet of this book. Does that make the book itself come across as, interesting or good? Well, my impressions in summary are this book, right here, is the uh, quintessential representation of my my parents' generation, or more precisely, it is the kind of book that I very much imagine someone that I very much imagine speaks very deliberately, very specifically to to a specific segment of that generation that my parents also also belong to. People who have an above average level of education, who have been able to also use that education in a variety of ways, either building up what the country in its post-revolutionary days, or or otherwise being able to take advantage of the sudden liberalization and expanding themselves in a variety of ways. The the various references, the literary allusions that this book uses, its it's the general humor, turns of phrase, the ways in which it uses description, even the occasional politically incorrect turns of phrase or word choice. All of those are very indicative of that very particular group that I've already alluded to. That being said, this book isn't just a series of see what I did there kind of moments. Every element that the author brings up is nevertheless paid off at some point in the end, making for a reading experience that is not only humorous but is also immersive and interesting. So for that reason, I can safely say that if your remaining reading skills are up to par, you will very likely enjoy this book, even if you don't typically read murder mysteries. That being said, I do have to issue some content warnings. For murder, obviously, as well as depictions of alcohol consumption, parental neglect, some could argue parental abuse, homophobia, racism, though perhaps a more mild form of it, as well as stalking. And now that I'm done with the general aspects of this book, it's time I delved into some specifics. The plot of this book follows two groups that very distinctly intermingle. The first of these groups is that of some tourists who visit a small French town, and the other group consists of the more colorful figures who live within that French town, including a baron of the Principality of Sealand. And while these groups intermingle and get to know each other on a even on a personal level, a murder takes place, the first of a few, causing the town itself to go under lockdown, and therefore everyone not just being not just having their attention spike up, but also they have to keep their secrets or conduct their affairs or conduct their affairs from afar, in ways they definitely did not expect they would have to. While this book is technically a murder mystery, I have to say that the actual mystery plot, or the investigation of this mystery, actually takes up a relatively small proportion of this book, with most of its focus going to other facets. Now, don't get me wrong, the mystery is there. It is presented quite serviceably, and it does help to add a fair amount of tension to the overall plot. However, when going through this book and looking at it as in a broad sense, it is still a pretty small part of the entire book, with the author spending at least as much time going on a little diversion about about various about an in-universe presentation for the for various tales for various tales that have been spun around a variety of bridges from Western Europe, as well as some chapters that have been told from the perspective of the killer, making this story less of a less of a typical whodunit, as most murder mysteries are, and more a how catch 'em, like Columbo or to some extent Death Note. Now, some could argue that that these particular chapters do actually play a role in the in the broader assembly of the in the broader assembly of the mystery, because they because they utilize various references that that didn't get called back throughout the throughout the book. I myself, however, am would be less than convinced about this argument, because they are not because they do not connect as as strongly as they could to the to the broader story that is the broader story that is presented. So while the mystery is there, it is still I do still have to comment upon how it doesn't really impact this 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 supposed murder mystery story as much as it could. So what does this book focus upon instead? Well, the first point to that I think is that this book focuses upon quite well is in fact the characterization, because as you might have been able to tell from what I've said so far, the cast of this book is quite sizable. It doesn't really span the entire town, but it does more or less border on the on the double digits, which is a sizable cast for people to remember, especially when every character has their own eccentricities or idiosyncrasies, as is the case with this book. However, the author knows exactly how to present them in order to allow each of these characters to be unique and to become distinctive through their respective quirks. And what also helps is that each character gets at least some moment within the spotlight, allowing the readers to get to know them more directly, more intimately, and therefore building a much more direct connection than would otherwise be possible. I've already mentioned in the beginning of this video that there are 5 characters who have who are connected by by name, if nothing else. And these characters do nevertheless still have a variety of connections, not just between each other, but with the broader cast of this book. And exploring that tapestry of connections and of the impressions that each of these characters leaves on each other makes for a very interesting book to delve into and to explore at one's own pace. Another point that I think is done very well throughout this book is actually the description and the attention that is given to how the setting itself is presented. And by that, I am not just talking about the town where the where this murder mystery takes place, but also a variety of other aspects that make it distinctive. And by that, I'm talking about its natural surroundings, its geographical landscapes, the various buildings that are in or around it, the various rituals or communal activities that the residents indulge in. All of them give a broad and varied set of impressions when looking at the spotlit community, allowing the readers to explore this small town at their own distinctive pace in a very naturalistic and very immersive manner, allowing the town itself to become more memorable and more distinctive than it would otherwise be. Overall, while I have my issues with how this how this mystery book is put together, I can't really deny that the offer has been able to bring me, and will definitely bring a variety of other readers, down a very interesting journey full of twists and turns, spills and laughter, with just enough tension present throughout this book to hold the entire narrative together. My final rating for The Devil's Bridge is a 4 out of 5. And yeah, that was my review. Thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed it, well then please like the video, maybe even share it wherever you think other people will also like the video. If there is anything you'd like to add, either to the book itself or to my review of it, that's what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. My books, the first of my own Heir to the Empire series, The Next Generation and The Path Not Taken, are available at various book retailers under their respective master links in the description down below. Right past my social media links, which I'll suggest you check out should you choose to. And given I have a third book on the way, you might just have a few more reasons to check in than you would otherwise have. Just saying. I also have a second channel where you can hear me talking about whatever crosses my mind, though it'll primarily still be about narrative analyses, but of works outside of the print medium. So if that sounds interesting to you, that's where you can go and check it out. I'll have it up here. If, however, you want to hear more about my thoughts on the print medium and various works therein, well then I suggest you stay on this channel and go through my extensive backlog covering book reviews, writing advice, and miscellaneous connected topics. If none of what I've said sounds interesting to you, then I suggest you go ahead and do whatever you want the rest of your day, because it is your day after all. And yeah, that was it for me. So until next time, I am Jonathan Taylor, and this has been The Heir's Lair.